open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. So make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I surrender it. Hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. So
I want you to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so late and don't care, shorty beat in the face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump, 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 up in the air. I want you to jump, jump. Like you trying to get stuck in it. In the air.
are the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to Learning Fives and the Coach Circle. Alright, so yeah, let's get started. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Learning Fives. Learning Fives is a program that started about, I would say, it's been 2 years now. So the program originated with a few coaches, some production, some organizers. They decided that, hey, we want to put an environment where we can teach people and let people experience how it is to play in a team environment and how it is to get along with other people. So over time, the program has consistently been growing, and now our program consists of, we had over 700 people apply as students and 72 coaches this session. So it is really exciting, and being one of the first coaches and then like taking a step back and coming back in and now helping out coach support is something that I'm really excited to see. And I'm really proud of like what the original people have done so far. If you look below, we have our learning media, our social media. Learning Fives is our Twitter. Twitch is Learning Fives LOL. And you can go to our YouTube, which is Learning Fives as well. All our content is recorded and then placed on our YouTube channel. I will be putting timestamps and uploading it by Saturday night. That's the goal. All right. Unless I have internet issues again, but we'll see. A little bit about myself now. I started 2-ish years ago. Had a group of players that range from silver all the way to diamond. We didn't really have clear instructions back then, so I wasn't supposed to be doing that. Or it was a good experience, and a lot of the players that I worked with, they grew as players, and a few of them are still around. One of them's in productions. I still keep in touch with a few others on League of Legends as well. So, and what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I am a coach at Loyola University, and then I am also speaking with another school to possibly coach over there. So that's something that I am excited about, because if things go well, I'll be starting this fall with a pretty awesome opportunity with a school that has potential, don't quote me on this, but potential to get into the top 4 in the nation for ULOL. So keep a lookout. In the next few months, I'll be putting good news on my Twitter. Alright, so the purpose of this channel, alright, this broadcast is called Coach Circle. So each week, every Thursday at around 7:30, I'll be hosting this broadcast, this show for about, it depends on how in-depth we go into the topics and if I'm able to bring on a special guest. Our last special guest when we did a trial run of this was Drake Porter from Robert Morris University. You can find him on Twitter at Creating Drake. Well, he is a fantastic coach. He's putting a lot of effort on developing himself and how to be a better coach, so to speak, and a better leader, and how he can best improve all his players. So I have respect for the guy. We've had a lot of conversations, and having him on the show was fantastic. There's some other plans in place. Ideally, they should be falling through in the next 2 weeks, and we'll have a really special guest then. Let's see. Alright, so let's go to our first topic. Alright, so what I'm going to be talking about here is how, when you're first starting off as a coach, and how to build a relationship with your players. Okay, building a relationship with your players as a coach, it's a little bit different. Actually, it's not too different from becoming friends with people. However, you guys aren't exactly on the same level. You're in a supervisory position, so to speak. Okay, so some things you can do as a coach when you're starting off is get to know your players. One thing that I like to do is give a questionnaire out. Have them tell me some things about them. What are some things that they like? What are some things that they don't like? What is it that attracted them to this opportunity, and why they were willing to be coached under me, or being coached in this scenario. Another thing that I like to do with my players is that I put these answers in a document where they can all see each other's answers, and they can learn more about each other. This all lets the players break down like, hey, this person is coming from this other environment. This person also likes dogs. I love dogs. Let's talk about dogs. We'll be posting dog pictures 24/7 on Discord. Calling out someone, but yeah. And another thing that I like to do with these players and ask of them is to ask them what are three things that they are see as strengths of themselves, and three things that they think they struggle with. The whole purpose of the strengths and struggles is for me as a coach to understand, hey, this is what I should be expecting out of this person, and I can also analyze, is this person actually capable of doing this? Is this person actually doing this? Are they confident and take command consistently in a polite and courteous way? Or are they just being the jerk and saying like, F you, you guys don't know what you're doing, just listen to me? Okay? All these questions are so I can develop a better feel of how these players work, and then so I can also attune myself to match their needs. If a player that I am going to be working with is very shy and nervous, they don't know what to do, they're not going to respond very well to critical critical feedback. So let's say this timid player, he is a mid-main, and all he does is continuously shove the mid lane, and he doesn't keep an eye out on the minimap, he doesn't listen to the pings, and he doesn't ward. Okay, me telling that player, hey dude, stop shoving the waves without any reason. Stop just shoving it, AFK shoving. Stop pushing out and not giving yourself any vision. Stop ignoring these pings. Take a look at the minimap, see what's going on. By going at that player and pretty much aggressively telling them what they should be doing, they're going to shrink back into their shell, so to speak, and they're not going to respond well to that feedback, and they're probably not going to like you as much. If you're someone who doesn't take feedback well and you are told a ton of negative things consistently without being told something like positive, like, these players are not going to trust you. So let's take a step back and go back into the developing of a relationship. Some of these topics that we'll be addressing today are going to overlap. Another way that you can develop that relationship with the players is you can play ARAMs with them, play games, normals, have fun, put yourself in an environment where it's relaxed and you can be yourself. If you guys both have one thing in common, like regardless of where you're coming from in the world or what you do in your life, you might be working in sales like me, and that kid might be in high school. Regardless of what we're doing, we both like League of Legends. Okay, so when we're playing an ARM together and we're doing some, I decided to do some crazy move and it works, I'll go like, heck yeah, look at that, you see that? And then let's say I do some crazy thing, I try to insect them, but I get CC'd and died as Lee Sin. Then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. And like, make myself open so these players see, hey, I'm a human. And like, when we first introduced when the players and coaches are first introduced to each other, they see each other as, hey, this is my coach, for the most part. This is my coach, he's going to be helping me out. Okay? And some of them won't be seeing you as like, hey, this guy also makes mistakes. Some of these players will also respond with, oh my god, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, though, these coaches, to any of the players out here who are watching this, these coaches are still new, okay? They're developing their coaching style, so to speak, and they're learning how to work with you players. We have discussions in the coaches channel, or one-on-one discussions, whether it's on Discord, through voice, or personal DMing each other. Like, we have conversations because some, like, these coaches, they want to get better. They want to help you out. If you ever see something and you ever feel uncomfortable, this is towards the players and even the coaches, feel free to address it. Don't be afraid. What's like, he's not going to break your computer. Okay, your computer's not going to break because you tell him, hey, I don't like it when you say it this way. Okay, so if you address and are open about your problems, and you specifically say, this is what I don't like, this is what isn't working with me. Actually, I just realized something. The background is messed up. I'm sorry, guys. Let me fix this real quick. There should be a background. There we go. Alright. I don't know why I missed that, but that's besides the point. So when you guys, even with the coaches as well, like if you don't know something, let's say for me, I don't know all the best jungle pathing. Okay, I don't know that because I don't play jungle that well. I don't play jungle often. If you want to talk to me about like matchups or something that's like really strong, yeah, I can give you advice on that. But if you want me to tell you, hey, how do I play this specific thing on how does this work compared to this, I'm going to have to spend some time. I'm going to have to ask some friends who are higher at a higher rank than me, who understand those champions at a better level than I do. Okay, and if I'm your coach and I tell you, hey, I don't know that. However, I'll go ask and see what other people say to provide you that information. Those players are going to respect you tremendously. And their trust is going to go from like, oh, this guy's just my coach. It's going to be like, oh, this guy, he actually cares for me. He wants to invest his time to helping me get better. Okay. Another thing with developing the relationships, spend the time to prepare what you want to do with those players. If you have no idea what you're going to do, I play some formats on how to do a practice in the coaching channel. It's pinned over there. You can take a look at it. It's a very simple format. Basically, simple warm-up, get to talk about something that's just nice and relaxing. I would say talk about 3 good things that happened that past week, and then anywhere between 1 to 3. The less the better, and it allows people to open up to get to know each other as well. You do that. After that, you guys can play an ARAM if you want, or you can do that at the same time as playing an ARAM. Then you go into the topic that you want to coach. Okay, if you're going to be working specifically on matchups, okay, you can spend the time for each of them to focus on one champion. Stay together as a group because people can give feedback on what's being said. And what was I going to say? Keep everyone together because everyone's going to learn from each other. All right. One example. Oh man, there was one really good example about something. This high diamond player, he didn't know. Oh no, but then like our random the gold player on our team, he knew that, and he pointed out, and then like diamond was like, oh wow, I had no idea. And it shows like you don't know everything about the game. It's just how it is. There's a lot of stuff that you can learn just at the basic level, just by learning all the champions, learning how their moves work, how they interact with each other as well. After that, you take the time, you give the information, 15-20 minutes of information, or probably 30 minutes of information all together. So like 5-6 minutes to each person on how to place their champion, what they can focus on. You take that information, you take those players, put them in a game. Okay. The reason why we take these players and we teach them a little bit and throw them in the game is that if you overload them with all this information, they're going to go boom, 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 and they don't know what to implement. These players, they're here for a reason. The students want to learn. They want to learn because they don't know everything. They understand that, and they want to put themselves in a situation where they can learn and grow. So you don't want to throw every single thing. Just keep it simple, have them focus on a few things, and then go and have them implement it. Okay, after they play their game, actually while they're playing the game, you take notes. Okay, take notes on what's happening for each of the players. Oh, this player, say he's playing Caitlyn, and he decides to rush Berserker Greaves and then go into GA. That's kind of a red flag, as he doesn't really know a proper build path and what's efficient. and he doesn't know what he wants to do and the steps to achieve his goal, which is winning the game. So we take that, all right. We take all of those notes there, and after that game, we reflect. All right, we go to each point in the game, one or two points for each player, and we reflect like, hey, what happened over here? Why did you make this decision over here? Oh, okay, so because you were falling behind as Caitlyn, you kept dying because they kept diving you. Okay, that's why you decided to buy a GA. Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Now keep in mind, I'm saying I understand where you're coming from. I'm not saying, oh, okay, alright. I'm clarifying that I understand why he's making a decision. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm not just blowing it over. I understand why he's deciding that. He is building that GA because he doesn't want to die often. It's very simple and straightforward. So then what do we take with that? We say, okay, we understand. Alright, so you're dying often. Alright, we'll put it simple. You're just dying and you don't want to die that often. Okay, let's see what's going on in the game. We take a look at the replay. We see that, oh, here is, actually, alright, I got this. Got this, guys. Let's find a blank page. Alright. No, it's not going to work. But let's say if you are pushing the lane consistently as Caitlyn, you're just shoving the lane, and then you and your support aren't warding and backing off and just providing vision so you guys can back off when the jungler is coming. There's a reason something's happening, why you're dying. You guys are, what's the word? You guys are not really thinking about what you want to do. What's the purpose of continuously pushing in? Think about that. What's the purpose? You want to get that first tower blood? Okay, fantastic. How do you secure that? Okay, how do you secure that first tower blood? Because you're going to be facing obstacles. You're facing their enemy bot laner, the enemy support, the minions, which you're going to be clearing, and then the jungle, who will probably be ganking you on. Not only that, you might face the mid laner, who's going to roam, or even the top laner who's going to be TPing behind you if you miss a ward. So there's a lot of things you have to worry about. If you're just pushing without thinking about like why is this being pushed, and if this is the right time to push, you're going to be putting yourself in a situation where you're going to die a lot. Okay, so what happened here? Oh, you guys kept pushing. You guys got TP flanked by their Galio top, and then Lee Sin ganked from the river. Uh-oh. You guys both died. Alright. Now they see that, oh wait, these guys blew their flashes and all their summoners trying to get away and they still died. Awesome. Let's do a repeat gank. You guys push up. You guys only ward one area and you guys missed that other ward. And then you guys get flanked again. Uh-oh. What happened? You guys pushed out and you guys didn't secure how should I say this? You guys pushed out without keeping control of your lane. I'll phrase it that way. You guys don't have control. You guys left that ward behind you to get flanked by the top laner again or the mid laner. So, and then once you address that, you've clarified what's been going on. They're not dying because they're getting outplayed. They're dying because they're making a simple mistake. That simple mistake, oh, they can adjust it. They know they should be building the IE Hurricane, but they're building this because, oh, they're dying. Okay? So now they understand, if we don't want to die, we can adjust this, and then we can also keep building like normal. Alright? So then, after you guys do that reflection, what you guys want to do is go back into the game and play another game, and then have them implement those specific things that you guys talked about. Okay, guys, make sure you secure the vision, you secure the lane before you push up. Oh, lane secured? Perfect. You guys were able to keep shoving, and you guys secured the vision, secured the lane, and you guys were able to get away from the ganks. So Caitlyn was able to get her IE and Hurricane, and she was just fine. Fantastic. So we understood the problem. We actually, let me. So we first found out what what was happening. We found out why it was happening. We responded by saying we understand. We understand where you're coming from with this. Okay, I understand why you're doing this. However, let's take a look back. So that's going to be the fourth point. Let's take a look at what actually happened. We saw that they were pushing without securing the lane and the vision, and making sure that they were safe. Okay, so now what can we do? We provide an action step. So the action step is, hey, let's ward and let's defend our lane by counter warding. So let's put that pink ward back there so they can't put a flank, do a flank TP. There we go. And then you guys can repeat it again for one more game, and then after the second game, you do some quick reflection. Then you guys can go into ARAM. When you guys go into ARAM, the ARAM is like a cooldown. All right, and you can relax. You guys can have fun together. Do 3v3 ARAM, okay? Because that way you can be like competitive. You can pair people up against each other and have some fun with that. So, and being in that like looser environment, people can open up again. People can open up and you can get to know them better. Alright. So, yeah, that was building relationships and like structure and practice. Okay, how to assess a player's strengths and weaknesses. So, the ways you can do this, you can ask them straight up. Hey, what's going on? What do you want to do? You can do what I said about the survey. So you can get these answers and what they think that they're doing well and what they think they struggle with. A player might be saying, hey, I want to work on the mid game, okay? Or I'm really good at the mid game, but I'm really good at the early game, but I'm bad at the mid game. Okay, there we go. We have a clear strength and a clear weakness. Okay, let's take a look at what happens. We have that player. He is very aggressive. Let's say it's a Lucian bot lane. He's playing super aggressive, super aggressive. He keeps going in, and he keeps abusing their weaker bot lane. So let's say Lucian Braum versus Soraka Vayne. Okay, he keeps abusing them and keeps killing them constantly, consistently. Okay, but afterwards, he does that same thing later on in the game. However, the other players on the enemy teams, they're not really weak, or as weak as Vayne and Soraka, especially at the mid game. Uh-oh, what's going to happen now? You continue that playstyle, and you mess up, and they punish you for that. You E in as Lucian into the Ahri. She charms you. She throws her orbs and the Firefox, and then Malphite ults in, Yasuo ults, and you die. All right, that happens multiple times, and then you're thinking, what's going on? The issue is that the player doesn't understand what his limitations are for the champion, and he doesn't understand what other champions are going to be doing. So you take that player and you just, hey, great job. Dude, you're killing it at the early game. You are leaving early game with 4 or 5 kills. Fantastic. All right, you're building correctly. Okay, awesome. All right, now you're moving to here. What's your decision here? Are you keep blindly going in like that without any support, or are you going to make use of your team and push these advantages? Okay, so you address and you give him positive feedback and say, hey, you're doing this well. Now this is the part where you say you struggle. This is what you're doing. This is what you could be doing. What are you going to do? Give them 2 options. Are you going to keep doing the same thing and struggling? Or are you going to use your teammates and snowball your lead? Push your lead. I gave them 2 options. I didn't just tell them, hey, do this. I gave them 2 options. Do you want to do this or do you want to do this? Okay? What's the player going to do? Say. He's probably going to say, hey, this hasn't been working, so I'm going to do this. Or he might find an excuse. He might say, hey, I don't trust my teams, blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, you want to keep pushing aggressively. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to control you and tell you this is how you should be playing. I can't force you to play a different way. I can't. I'm a coach. I'm not, God, forcing you to do one thing. I really have no control over what you're supposed to be doing. My position as a coach is to try to influence you in a positive way to make these better decisions to improve yourself. Okay? So, I gave you those 2 options. You decided to choose the worst option. Okay. Well, I'll try to help you as best as I can with that worst option. Okay, so let's take a look. You want to keep playing that aggressively. Maybe we should think about building some defensive items. Alright, start building into a GA because you die, you have an opportunity to escape with your team helping you out. Or maybe you build that bloodthirst or the QSS so you can try to get out of there and sustain yourself. Okay. You have multiple options to. You have different ways you can go about these things. Your job as a coach is to work with what you have and to make the most out of it. Okay. If a player isn't going to compromise, you can't force them to go against their will. But then you also have to understand, you have to give them those options. You can't tell them, you can't do this, you have to do this. You can't do that to a player because you're limiting him, you're minimizing that player, who he is. Okay? Acknowledge that player. One great example, in the latest video from CLG about Dardoch. Dardoch explicitly said, like, with CLG, everyone was critiquing each other, criticizing each other, or like giving feedback to each other. And Dardoch, he was because this constant feedback from both parties, he adjusted his style because he realized, hey, these people are trying to improve themselves. They are open. They're not just trying to force me to do this thing. Okay? And so he responds better to this style, which in my opinion makes perfect sense because he's not being the sacrificial lamb to change everything for the team. I don't know how things were done in Immortals, but it sounds like it wasn't like that, and that made me have a lot of respect for get more respect for Six. I have a lot of respect for him as a coach as well already. So, okay, so yeah, when you're assessing all players' strengths and weaknesses, all you have to do is ask for it, look for it. It's in my opinion, if you ask for it, typically they should be honest and tell you, oh, this is what I struggle with, this is what I'm good with. And then you'll be able to work with them there. If they aren't honest, they want to make themselves, oh, I'm too good for this, I'm not going to be dealing with this. Some people are like that. Some people don't want to look like they're worse than they really are. Okay? Or as bad as they are. That's just how it is. Well, you're just going to have to figure out through trial and error. Keep an eye. Is this strength actually their strength? Or is it something else underlying? Do they actually not understand the champion? Do they not understand how to itemize? What is it? Is it their macro or their simple champion mastery on how to play champion into general matchups? Take a look and, like, it's not calculus. You can take this and then you can analyze it. Oh, this person's struggling with this consistently. You take a look at the OP.GG. They consistently build the same exact items and they struggle consistently. They have negative win rates, negative KDAs. They're struggling. They're feeding horribly. Okay, well, we gotta change that then. Alright. How to address problematic players and to resolve conflicts. So we dipped into this a little bit earlier, but this is something that's really important for everyone. Whether you're coaching or any point of your life, honestly, when you're a parent and you're taking care of your kids, this is a great way to resolve conflict. Even in the business world, this is pretty much used consistently, and in the education industry as well. Teachers use this method, so to speak, with their students, and it's a pretty good method. Like, I've had to work with this method for the past 2 years in sales, so four and a half years. So 2 years in sales and 2 years, 2.5 years roughly in education. Maybe something's right. So let's go ahead and talk about the process. So you have a problematic student, okay? Your student, let's say, they're just rebellious. They don't want to listen to what you're doing, okay? They don't want to listen to what you're telling them to do. So what do? You have multiple options. You can tell them, bug off, you're listening to me. Let me tell you this, that's not going to work the majority of the time. If you try to enforce your authority without having a relationship and without proper reasoning, logic, you are going to struggle working with that player, okay? And in this program, Learning Fives, that shouldn't be your go-to option. Your go-to option shouldn't be telling someone, hey, I'm above you, you listen to me, okay? You gain that respect over time. Some people give it up easily. Some people you have to work for. That's just how life is. And then this guy, he won't listen to you. You keep telling him to do this or that and this or that. He won't listen. So what happens next? You can address what you're doing. You're doing the same. You're acting the same way for all these different things, but he's not listening. So what could be the issue is? Take a look at how you're wording things. Okay, are you just saying the bare minimums? Are you just telling people, hey, you have to do this in this matchup, this in this matchup, this in this matchup? You should be buying this at this time, this at this time, this at this time, this item. Are you just, is that how you're talking? Because one thing that could be an issue is that the player disagrees or they don't understand and they don't want to be doing something that they don't understand. Take a look at that. Do some honest self-reflection and look at, see, hey, am I communicating this properly to this player? Am I properly reasoning with this player on why this should be done here? Do they understand this? Do they understand why 1 + 1 = 2? Do they understand it? Or am I just saying, well, am I demonstrating this? Am I going through an example saying, hey, this is 1 finger, this is 2 fingers. So 1 finger + 1 finger is 2. Am I breaking it down for them to understand at a simplistic level? Because sometimes players need that. Sometimes they do. And you should be taking that time to invest in your players and also invest in yourself, because you're going to develop those communication skills. You're going to develop those skills and you're going to be able to work with the players better and later on in life as well. So let's say you the player's still not listening, okay? So let's take a look at this player. We had to find out what's going on. Alright, so the player, he doesn't want to pick the champion that the team has agreed on. He wants to keep being a selfish picker and keep doing stuff like that. Well, what are you going to do? You can handle it by kicking him. And you know what happens when you kick someone? Without trying to reason and understand what's happening? Well, this is what happens. 1, he's going to hate you. He's not going to like you anymore. Okay? 2, he's going to spread rumors. And he's going rumors towards you and the program. Okay? What do we want as an organization? We kind of want our coaches to grow. We want to keep getting more students, more coaches, and to grow as an organization. So why would we want to kick someone instantly? It wouldn't make sense. Unless this person's being a complete racist or something like that. Then that's understandable. But if this person doesn't want to do something, find out what it is that why they don't want to do it. Take the time to understand why is this player acting this way? Why is this player tilting? What is going on? What's going on in this person's mind that's leading him to make these decisions and to do these things? Okay? So let's go talk about a player that's tilting consistently. He has one mistake and he tilts, and you know this kid is mechanically strong. He knows how to play his champions, but every time something happens, he tilts off the face of the earth, and he's done. He can't do anything correct afterwards. What happens? Well, let's take a look. Hey, how are you? Hey, player 1. How are you feeling? What's going on? Because it seems like after you make one mistake or you get ganked, you just shut down. All right. The player responds with, I always get camped. All this other thing always happens, and I'm tired of it. I don't want to care. I don't want to deal with this with my team. My team hates me for dying. I've actually had to deal with this where a player thought that his team hated him because if he wasn't doing well. No one's going to hate you for not doing well. We're all in a learning environment. Okay? When you're on a team, you guys are on a team together to learn together. Alright? You guys aren't going to be best friends. You just aren't going to be best friends. However, you can take that time, get to know each other. Be friendly with each other. Some people won't be as open. That's fine. You can't make them. You can't make them be your friends. But understand that no one here is wishing ill towards you. Okay? People want to improve themselves. People also want you to improve. There's a sure, I forgot the psychology term, but it's kind of like selective bias. or you're just being overly conscious about something, when in reality, you making that mistake 6 years ago in front of your class, that presentation, you know what? 6 years, if you go talk to those people in your class, they won't remember. Why? Because they had other things on their minds. No offense to you, just that they're focusing on improving themselves. Okay? And if you think that, oh, these people don't like me because I'm failing, well, if you're failing because of the same thing over and over again, let's take a look at the underlying factor. Why are you continuously making these mistakes? And why are you developing this mentality that everyone's going to dislike you because you're failing? Okay? So we address and we understand, hey, this guy is overreacting towards the mentality of his players. How can we solve that issue? Well, we can this is actually a very simple way to resolve this specific type of scenario. This player is overly conscious about himself in front of his team. Well, we can ask all the players, hey, how are you feeling about what's going on? You don't even have to make it public. Just do a Google form where people say, hey, what are you feeling about the team? How are you feeling when you're playing in game? What are you thinking about? What are you struggling with? What's going on? And you show all the responses with no names. And that player can see, hey, this person, no one mentions anything about this here. No one mentions anything about this here. The players, they are more than likely going to be looking at it. Now, sometimes a player might be saying, this guy, he keeps tilting for no reason. He keeps tilting. Something goes wrong and he keeps tilting for no reason. Well, that also helps solve your issue. Why? Because he's not saying this guy's a complete failure. He's saying, I don't know why this guy overreacts towards a simple mistake. Like, this guy keeps tilting because he's dying. When in reality, just play your game. You made a mistake. Learn from it. Grow from it. It's fine. We're all here to learn. So they take that and they can see, oh, this is what I can do here. Oh, no one actually is viewing me in such a negative light. Okay. Another way, when you're providing feedback to someone, you want to give someone critical feedback about a mistake that they're doing consistently. Don't just throw it on them. Don't just tell them, hey, you're sucking. Stop doing this. Alright? Take a look at the player. Understand who they are. For the most part, you should be using this route over here. You approach the player. You approach the player with a compliment. Okay? It's like the sandwich theory, so to speak. You compliment them on something that they've done. Oh, this player, he keeps getting overly aggressive for no reason. He keeps invading for no reason. Well, address, hey dude, this is some really good early pressure in the first 10 minutes of the game. However, at 12 and 13 minutes, you start going a little bit too aggressive. Do you see what I did there? I complimented them, and I told them, hey dude, you're doing a good job with this thing. And it was sincere. I'm not like just trying to find some random thing. Think about something. Hey, what is this person doing well? Are they communicating well with the teammates? Are they being positive? Are they reinforcing other teammates on, hey, it's okay, you got this, don't worry. We'll work on this. Are they doing that? Focus on that. Like, it's just a simple compliment will do wonders for people. Okay? So after you give that compliment, you address the concern. Okay? You directly address the concern. You directly give them a compliment. You directly address the concern. Okay? You do these two things. You tell them, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, I love your passion for the game. I love what you're doing. However, you cussing out our jungler is not working out. Okay? Your passion for the game is so good, but when something goes wrong, you immediately go and address this person as being a complete failure and should stop playing or should leave. Okay, let's take a minute there. I addressed a compliment. His passion. Okay, this kid, he wants to improve. He's always asking questions. He's always doing something to try to get better. But the issue is that he is not being a good teammate. He's harassing his teammates when mistakes happen. He's harassing his teammates, and he's not. That's really bad for team chemistry. Okay? Even coaching your peers, you don't want to coach a teammate when you're playing together. You don't. Unless they specifically ask you, hey, can you give me advice on how to do this? Then you do that. But don't coach someone who you're directly playing with, which is why coaching in games sucks. And thank you, Kazuma. Now, okay, so we gave the compliment, we addressed the concern, so we provided we can actually go even further. So this player is harassing his teammate. Okay, let's address that. When someone's harassing someone else, what are they focusing on? What are they focusing on? They're focused on things that they can't control. They're focused on other people's play. When you're in game, you can't control the other 4 people on your team. It's just not going to happen. Maybe with a voice chat, you can be like, hi, and micromanage everyone. But that's not going to work out too well. So how can you address that to that player? You redirect them. So this player is very stressed out, and anytime something goes wrong by someone else, he's like, you're horrible, why'd you do that stupid thing, you're so bad, blah blah blah. Address it. Okay, redirect it. Hey, listen, you see this like anger, like, I don't know where that's coming from. You're so passionate about the game, so passionate about improving. Couldn't we also reflect that and be passionate about helping other people improve? And the player might respond, well, yeah, I'm telling him, oh, do this, do that. Alright, stop being such an idiot. Telling someone stop being such an idiot isn't going to help them. Okay? You're insulting them. That's just how it is. So how can we communicate that in a better way? Hey, my jungler, right now we can't be invading like this. You started falling behind. You started playing overly aggressive because you wanted to overcompensate. Listen, we're all in this as a team. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to carry. We're a team here. Okay? We're a team, and we're here for each other. We're here for each other. So try to redirect them into thinking another different mentality, into having different mentality, so to speak. All right, and it's just through simple communication and helping them fix something that's not too big of an issue. Toxicity isn't that bad when you address the actual issues behind it. If you one thing I don't really like with League of Legends is that, first of all, we need voice chat, because typing, I think it's 100 characters or 80 characters, doesn't really get across the point, and then you can't really understand the tone and fluctuations that like how this person's actually saying it. Are they being a complete jerk, or are they being sarcastic and messing around? So we address that issue, and then we finish up our conflict resolution with reinforcing the positive. Okay, compliment them first, address the problem, provide a solution, and then get back and compliment them again. You don't want them leaving on a bad note. Okay? Even if you're leaving them with a solution, giving them like the map to find the treasure, you're not, they're still going to be on a bad note, because the last thing they remember is not going to be that map. It's going to be, hey, you're not being a good teammate to you're not being a good teammate to your jungler. That's what they're going to remember. They're going to keep reciting in their head. You're not a good teammate. You're not a good teammate. You're going to be, keep rehearsing it, rehearsing it. And it's not going to be good for them. Mentally, it's not going to be good for them at all. And then they're not going to be as willing to come back to the next session of coaching or the next practice. So you want to leave them with a good note, because what are they going to remember? When there's this memorization quiz, people typically remember the first thing that they is stated, the first statement or first word in a memorization like quiz, so to speak. The first few and the last few. Okay? So you want to start with something good, end with something good. Okay? This way, when they leave, they're going to leave on a good note, and they're going to respect you as well. Another reason why we want to give them good, compliment them, and then also address the concerns afterwards, is for us to show that we're not being irrational. We understand that this player is doing a good job. All right, we understand that they're doing a good job, but we also understand that they're struggling at a certain point. By showing that, hey, you're doing well, but you're also doing this. You're doing well, but you're also doing this. You're doing this well, but you're doing this poorly. What's going to happen? They're going to see, hey, this person sees there's good things about me. This person sees there are bad things about me. This person isn't just looking at me as I'm a complete failure. Even with teachers, like when you're addressing a concern with a student, the student is being throwing toys around. What's happening with that student? Is that kindergarten? Are they throwing because they don't like someone? Are they trying to be aggressive with that person? No, they're not. The reason why they're doing this is because they want to address. I don't know. I really don't know why they're throwing the toys. I'll be honest. But you can address it as, hey, why are you throwing toys? The student might say, I want to play with these kids. Well, I love that you want to be friendly with them, but throwing a toy at them can hurt them. Okay? So instead of throwing something at them, go up and talk and ask, hey, do you want to play? Do you want to play? And then, I really like, you're super nice, buddy. Bob, you're super nice, but we can't go throwing toys at kids, okay? Instead, let's go talk to those kids and be like, hey, do you want to play? And I'm sure some of them will say yes because you're super nice. Compliment, critique, compliment. Wow. So it's very simple with that. So, actually, I don't think we have anything going on here right now. Hey, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open it up to a little Q&A for anyone who has any questions, and I can address specific concerns or questions that they may have. So. Sorry, this week has been a little bit busy for me with my new job. I haven't had as much time with doing things that I've wanted with this program. So, let's see where. Okay. Do you have any deep knowledge about getting rid of tilt? Top laner is a king of tilt and a very talented player. He is high silver. I'm sure he can hit and get into play with a good mentality, with a good mindset. Sorry, he's playing way too well for this rank. The coach is giving me some stats, but there's no way he can win all his games, and that's an obvious fact. So every bad move from their teammates are losing game. Even in our 5v5 practices, the player's tilting. And it's an enormous amount of tilt that it lasts for a while, and he can't really get rid of it. Okay. Are there any deep things that I don't know that you can tell me to help him? I know about doing physical activities. Well, you can't really force a player to do a specific. You can't force a player to change. My biggest the way I would handle a player that's consistently tilting is, as I said earlier, address why he's tilting. Why is he consistently going off the edge when a simple mistake happens? Okay, so once you address that, he can ideally be open and upfront with how he's feeling. Alright, if he ever mentions anything about real life problems, like let's say something's going on at family, at school, with a significant other, address that and tell him, hey, there's some support groups around you. Okay, if you want, I can find support groups that you can possibly go talk to. Okay, you can provide this stuff. All right, the key thing to remember: you are only providing these options for them. You can't tell them stop playing the game, go do something else, come back. You can't force them to do that because by telling him you have to do something, he's gonna be more rebellious and show resistance and reject that notion. So what you want to do is just provide some different options, explain why things are going like this, and okay, you're focusing a lot on these small issues. Let's take a look at the entire game. What's happening in the entire game? Oh, our AD carry is falling behind. Okay, I understand where you're coming from with that. However, if our AD carry falls behind, you can't think about it as it's game over. There's more ways to win than just a single way. Lee has 10 players. 5 on your team. Your team has 5 players. The enemy team has 5 players. Okay, there's a lot of things that happen with 5 players. Let's say you have a blitz. That blitz can land a kick butt hook. Or let's say you're a piglet with Corky and you steal that Baron with rocket. Like a lot of things that happen that can change the game. Right? If you focus on one thing that went wrong, your mentality is going to be warped around that one thing. Oh, we can't team fight because we don't have the AD carry. We can't get Baron because we don't have an AD carry. We can't get this turret because we don't have a strong AD carry. We can't get the Baron because we don't have a strong AD carry. You're not going to win a game with that mentality. Okay? So when something goes wrong, let's take a look at what's going wrong and see how we can make things work. You can do one thing, which is, hey, let's freeze the lane for the AD carry so they can farm. Or let's give one lane so the AD carry can keep farming so they can get back up to things. If I'm the mid laner, I can be like, hey, take my farm. If I'm jungle, hey, take this camp so you can catch up. I'll do these things over there. Okay? Take those access to get them back into the game. Same thing. What other options do you have? How else can you play this game? Can you only play with a team fight peeling for the AD carry? I'm pretty sure even with a Cogman comp, you can play around a different champion. Pretty sure you can do that. You know, to play around speed plays where you rotate rapidly to grab a Baron. As soon as you see something happening across the map, go and take that Baron instantly. You can manipulate the waves to put pressure. So like put a pressure play. Pressure and speed plays are something I took from Drake, from Robert Morris. The way he defines it, I don't really have the solid. I can't really go too in depth with that, just because those are his terms, and I picked them up. Yeah, I would say if your player is consistently tilting because of your teammates, his teammates' mistakes, tell him to start focusing on a positive mindset, positive and proactive mindset, and to keep his options open. So tell him to analyze what's going on in this game, what's going on here. Is he only looking at one thing and over magnifying it? Oh, is he oversimplifying that one mistake? Oh, no, he's yeah, over exaggerating that one mistake, one bad thing, and then he's oversimplifying what can go well. Well, that's what's happening. What we can do is addressing that this is an irrational thought process, and that's not what's happening. That's not what's actually happening in the game. It's all in our minds. So, to some of our viewers, feel free. Okay. That's just about it. All I have. Not too many questions. For those who did come to the show, thank you. Thank you for stopping by the broadcast. Look forward to next week. It's only getting better. I'll have some other things to talk about. And if I don't have a special guest for next week, what I'll do is I'll talk about different how you can address different things using RiffKit and talk about different tools that you can use as a coach. So, alright guys. Guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to write in the chat and I'll address them. Otherwise, that's just about it. So, thanks for coming, you guys. I hope you guys were able to pick up a few pointers. We'll be uploading this on YouTube with timestamp as well for each of the general topics. And yeah, that's it. Let's take a look one more time. Yeah, thanks for coming, you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. For those in Europe, have a wonderful morning. Sleep well, and thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. And make sure to stop by Learning Fives. the Discord. There's a lot of people discussing different topics as well. If you have any questions, go to league discussions and ask your questions there. Have a good one.